5th District and Chair of Boards and Commissions. I would like to welcome you this evening to our meeting. This evening we have several vacancies that we're attempting to fill. And at this time, I would like to announce who we have on the call. For the Fire Civil Service Commission, we have our candidate is Bishop Norman Harrison. For Redevelopment Commission, we have, well, I always get it wrong, Ms. McLaurin. We have Jeremiah King, Anthony Manuel, and Adam Hall. For the Transportation, we have Sharon Levels. And for the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority, we have Peggy Blackwell, Early Rogers, and Terrell Bonds. At this time, we have Councilwoman Mary Brown present. And our legal advisor, Attorney Renzo Williams. Oh, we have Councilman Godwin. And I believe that's all I see right now. So at this time, we'll go ahead and get started with our first commission, the Fire Civil Service. Bishop Harrison, how are you this evening?
I am wonderful, and you?
I'm great, thank you. Would you please share with us why you would like to represent the council on the Fire Commission?
Thank you, Councilwoman. I believe that serving for the Gary Fire Commission is an honor, number one. Number two, I want to be an asset to help our firemen be able to achieve their best, be able to help them in making sure that our fire department is ran according to our goals, our things that we have had placed in place for all of this time. I think it was when I first got on the commission board for the fire department, there was so much that needed to be handled, so many grievances, so many problems and issues. And we were able as a board to bring all of that down and be able to get them to understand that they work as a team and that they would do better as working as a team. Serving on the commission is for me, it's been a process. It's been a process, but I've enjoyed every moment of it. I want to be able to work with the firemen to be able to help them get to where they need to be as far as goals for our fire department. There are things that I've seen that they've been trying to do, the chief, and there's some things I think that serving on the Fire Commission I can help bring about along with the board.
All right. Councilwoman Brown or Councilman Godwin, do you have any questions?
Not at this time. I know he's been doing a great job for us.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any more questions, we'll go to our next category, and that is the Redevelopment Commission. And our first is Ms. McLaurin. Ms. McLaurin, please share with us why you would be a good representative for the council.
Okay, my reason, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my reasons are is that I'm very, very interested in the future of Gary. And I've taken some appraising classes, real estate classes. I'm really interested in the land and how the land is being deciphered in Gary, because land is power. And we have a tendency to do things without understanding the power behind what we're doing. I went to a couple of seminars at Valparaiso University, and I went to one at the Harold Washington Cultural Center in Chicago, and they were talking about Detroit, Atlanta, and all of these different areas where they were basically regentrifying. And the people were giving up the land for little or nothing, and everything was outpriced to where they couldn't afford to maintain residency basically where they are, and didn't have any control of what was going on in the city. And I never will forget when the one guy said at the seminar I went to in Valpo, said that the next war wasn't going to be over oil, but it was going to be over water. And we live by one of the freshest water lake around, and water is an issue. And I know that the scramble here based on the water is going to be tremendous. And I would like to have some input and see what's going on and understand what's going on. And I know I'll be able to serve y'all because I stay on my job.
All right, thank you. We have any questions from any other council members?
I don't know. And okay, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
Councilwoman Brown or Councilman Godwin? No? Okay. Our next candidate will be Jeremiah King. Mr. King, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Share with us your interest in representing us on the Redevelopment Commission.
Yes, ma'am. So my interest in representing the council on the Redevelopment Commission stems from my love for the city ultimately, which I've expressed. Not only my love for the city, but my ambition to want to be a part of the reemergence of the city. So being on the Redevelopment Commission, being an active board member, I think I've done a great job in being engaging with not only the community, but with the council and fulfilling my role and being informative and being able to be that bridge between Redevelopment Commission and the council that is desperately needed. And I think that these things that I'm saying can be reflected in the way that I vote on different things in the meetings, in my opinions that I express during the meetings on some issues that come up. And I think I articulate that very well and work well with the council, as well as AJ Bittner, who was the director of redevelopment. Yeah, that's all, Councilwoman.
That's all. Any questions for Mr. King?
Any questions? I just want to say that I think he's done a good job. And that's all I want to say since he's been on Redevelopment Commission. That's all.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
I would just add that he certainly has been responsive to us and has given us information. I think it's very important, sorry for the background, I think it's very important that folks recognize the extent to which we only have 2 votes and there are 5 seats. So very often last year, both Adam and Jeremiah voted probably with where the majority of us were on a lot of these controversial transactions, but they only had 2 votes. And so I don't want it to come across as they were supporting some of these deals, whether it's the Genesis Center or Ivanhoe, which of course I know, and most of us, I believe, have come to understand are half-baked and problematic. So, but in any case, I wanted to make that point and note that he was responsive.
Thank you, President Godwin. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Our next candidate is Mr. Anthony Manuel. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Councilwoman. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Please share with us your interest in representing the council.
Well, my interest in representing the council would be tied to my business banking acumen and my career in banking in Northwest Indiana. What I look to do for the council is basically what I do every day when I go to work. I look to help those who want to invest in our city with financial literacy. I look to help those who want to invest in our city with commercial loans. I can use the resources of First Financial Bank, which is the bank that I currently work at now, to help those who are interested in those type of accomplishments. I would be able to make decisions based on experience and not to be too political with my decisions. I've seen quite a bit transpire in Gary. I'm a lifelong resident. I've worked for JP Morgan Chase, Fifth Third, First Midwest. I've been in this area for some time, and I've been able to use the resources of the financial institutions that I worked at to be a benefit to those business owners who do business in the city of Gary. And I look to continue that. Even if not selected for this position, I plan to be the go-to person in the city of Gary as far as a bank contact for anyone who's looking to do business. If you need a commercial loan for your business, or even if you need help personally, if there's something going on where I can extend the resources of First Financial, I look to do so. So that is what I bring to the table, and I'm very passionate about what I do every day, and I want to bring that passion to this commission board.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, our last candidate is Mr. Adam Hall. Good evening. How are you this evening?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Councilwoman?
I'm great. Mr. Hall, share with us your interests in representing the council for the Redevelopment Commission.
Sure. I have an extensive background in real estate and finance and municipal government relations. And for the last 2 years, I've served the council as an appointee to the commission. And this January, with the new year, the commission elected me vice president. So I think that hopefully shows some sign of appreciation on the commission's part. But as Councilman Godwin pointed out, there are some very controversial actions that have taken place, deals that have been done, and I believe a very strong voice for the council and for the city is necessary to keep the administration's efforts somewhat in check and keep everything honest. And hopefully I've been doing a good job, and I'd like to continue in that service.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the council?
I would also just add that Adam has done a fantastic job as our representative. And again, it's not against any other candidate, but he certainly has kept me informed. I often cannot keep up with him, but and he's been good in terms of keeping the public informed, even in some of our fora that we have on social media when information is being presented that may or may not be accurate. So I want to thank him for his work as well. And again, it's not against any other candidate, but I can't not acknowledge the tremendous amount of effort and energy that he has put into his service.
Thank you, Councilman.
Well,
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am. I see we're
Hey.
joined by Councilwoman Atkins and Councilman Williams. So, yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I just wanted to echo, I think Adam was the last one. So Adam did do a great job in terms of holding his position, keeping us informed in terms of what had been happening. But in addition to that, I am happy to see that we have interest from other candidates as well. And so I do think that that's a kudos to you, Councilwoman, in terms of being able to broadcast these opportunities across the city, and that you did a great job in terms of getting more engagement from other people within the city who do want to support the efforts of the council, as well as help to progress us forward. And so not only do I want to give you that, but I also want to give those same sentiments to those new people who have applied for this position and other positions that you will be reviewing this evening.
Thank you. Councilman Williams, did you have something to say? No? Okay, we're moving on to our next category. That's the transportation for the GPTC. And this is a Republican position. And we have Ms. Sharon Levels. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, Councilwoman Caldwell. I'm fine. Hello to the rest of the council. I am Sharon Levels. I am currently on the GPTC board, and I would like to continue. I think our transportation system is moving in lots of new directions. We've got electric buses coming. We've got new routes with the casino opening. We're looking to build a new headquarters on Broadway. So we have lots of things on the table that I'd like to continue to be a part of. If you have any questions for me, we'll be happy to answer them. And also, I do have an issue that I need to talk to the council about at a later date. So I'd like to call President Williams maybe tomorrow. Godwin, rather. Sorry, Godwin. I just gave a new, looking at the thing. And have a conversation about a couple of issues that involve the city and the transportation department that we need to resolve.
Do we have any questions for Ms. Levers?
Thank you, Ms. Levels, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. I also can affirm that I know you're active and engaged, and so I appreciate your continued service.
Thank you.
No? All right, Ms. Levels, so we thank you so much. Now for our South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority, we have 3 names and I don't see one of them. So at this time, Ms. Blackwell, how are you this evening? You're muted? Yes, ma'am.
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for your interest. Please share with us.
Okay, well, my interest stems from the fact, well, I have actually been working with the South Shore CVA for a couple of years. We joined, I'm the president of Visit Miller Beach, which is a nonprofit trying to increase the ecotourism to the Miller Beach neighborhood of Gary. And so I've been working with the South Shore CVA we became a member with them for a couple of years ago. And it became apparent to me through the work with the nonprofit that I'm involved with and working directly with them is, well, basically we were just starting from scratch, developing every little piece of content you could ever want to know about coming here and realizing that our presence on this with the South Shore CVA could be better. We did research on tourism to our area and found that, well, for one thing, the Indiana Dunes National Park is the #1 tourism destination for the entire state of Indiana. And so we went and collected all the statistics involved with the national park all the national park locations and the state park location and broke ours out. We broke out Miller Woods and we broke out West Beach. Even though West Beach isn't technically part of Gary, it has a Gary address and a lot of traffic comes up County Line Road. But what we found was we only get 0.25% of all the Indiana Dunes tourism. Well, that actually means that we are not benefiting from tourism revenue. And tourism revenue is multi-million dollars worth of revenue. So this to me seems like an opportunity for nothing but improvement and nothing for helping the city of Gary realize the potential of, say, Marquette Park, for instance, with their parking revenues should be a lot higher. I even analyzed that and found that even if we got 0.5% of those people who are currently driving to other destinations in the Indiana Dunes National Park or State Park to come to us, it would be over $300,000 just in parking revenues. So, I mean, our park system should pay for itself. It should help other parks and other areas of Gary benefit. Also, I've been networking and working with other groups in Gary, such as the Etna neighborhood, the Rail Cats organization. I've also been meeting with Chuck Hughes, just exploring ways that we could work together. But my whole reason for being involved in this was I do think that there is the potential for us to promote the assets in Gary in a better, more meaningful way with the South Shore CVA. I already have a relationship with a number of people there, and I would like to formalize it by helping the city of Gary do more with the South Shore CVA and even do things like this. So for instance, I worked with NERPC. I pulled together a whole team of people from the Miller Beach and Etna neighborhoods, all community leaders and citizens. We put a shout out to people to participate. And we ended up identifying all the trails and other locations of interest within the Miller Beach and Etna neighborhoods. And that was a meaningful exercise because I was able at the end to break out and work with NERPC to develop this map that we just put up online on the Visit Miller Beach website that gives everybody a trail map of every single place they can ride a bike or hike within our neighborhood and the Etna neighborhood. So I would like to see these kind of things, you know, maybe we can get more support from them to help us promote other trail networks within the city. Also, I was able to get the National Park Service, which I meet with regularly also, to name the beach north of Miller Woods Beach. And maybe that doesn't sound like a big deal, but I think it's very exciting because we can now say that the westernmost beach in the Indiana Dunes National Park System is in Gary. And it's a very important thing to be able to, where's my closest beach to Chicago and Indianapolis? And the parking for that beach is at Lake Street Beach. So these are all maybe not the biggest, sexiest thing on earth, but it's a logistical necessity that we, you know, start identifying what's of interest in Gary and helping the world find it. We have to figure out ways to make it visible online. And we've also been even mocking up, we need money to print brochures of places like our trails. So anyway, that's just a small summary of some of the things I've been working on with my team, but I really would like to help Gary become just a better, easier to find as a destination, and work together with the South Shore CVA to help with that.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Ms. Blackwell?
Well, I don't have a question, but I have to definitely acknowledge the tremendous amount of work that she has done over the last several years within not only the first district, but across the city with both the previous mayoral administration and the current one. You know, every time I see wayfinding, I'm like, oh goodness, it must be Peggy. And so she's even been working with our state legislators, both Melton and Hatcher. So she is fully integrated within the city. She knows this issue. She has a marketing background. And I think that she would do a great job if she is selected in this role. And I'm only coming in because I have firsthand experience with the depth and breadth of her work in this area. So just wanted to make that known publicly.
Thank you. Any other comments? No? Okay, our next candidate is Earlene Rogers. Ms. Rogers? You're muted. Ms. Rogers? Okay. Well, while we're getting that together, we're going to go ahead and go to Mr. Bonds. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, Councilwoman Caldwell. Thank you for having me and all of the remaining members of the Boards and Commissions Committee. I don't know if I should just bow out now and quit. All of the heavyweights that's here, how do you follow a Miss Peggy Blackwell and then be followed by Miss Rogers? But I'll do my best, and whatever you all would like to do is okay with me. I'll support whatever the council chooses to do. But thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. Please share with us your interests.
Well, number one, being a lifetime Gary resident, born and raised, I'm always interested in the health and well-being of the city moving forward in any capacity, and being a supporter of making sure it happens. In terms of this board, I did find an interest, particularly with my background coming from development and economic development. I'm interested in the quality of life and the socioeconomic growth and well-being of our city, the region as a whole. And with the development that's beginning to take place, like with our downtown, to Ms. Blackwell's point, on the lakefront and in the Miller area with the double track projects and even up to our casino, those are pillars anchor the community, but it's important to make sure that we have ancillary development that's supported. When I say ancillary development activities, I mean the entities and amenities that are within the radius of that business and the business community. Obviously, you'll have lodging, entertainment, recreation, shopping, food, and with the double track, you also have transit-oriented development, transit development districts that the Assembly is looking to bring forth. And with the RDA's involvement, I think this is a prime opportunity to take advantage of some of the development that's taking place. That being said, we also need to make sure that the amenities are marketed, supported, so that the attractions will not only benefit the city from an economic standpoint, but also be an attraction for those outside of the city to patronize and frequent. I'll stop there.
Stop there. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Bonds.
Thank you.
Ms. Rogers, are you ready? I don't know what.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? We're glad you could join
I don't know.
us.
This is the first time I've talked to the council meeting.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, please.
So
share
can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Please share your interest in wanting to represent the council on the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority.
Well, you know, when I talked to you earlier, when I saw that that position was open, I remember that when that first started, I was a member there on that board and worked for some time in trying to see what we can do as a a committee to have people to come to Gary. So since then, of course, most everybody knows I've spent time in the Indiana legislature and in both the House and the Senate. And as we all know, that we are on the beginning of probably one of our largest tourism attractions to not only Lake County, but certainly to Gary. And that's the land-based casinos. And so I certainly want to make certain that gets all of the attention that it should get. And I think that with that attention, then we can make certain that we get employees employed there, make certain that we get people there. So those are just some of the reasons why I would like to be on this committee, to make certain that Gary, of course, gets its fair share. And because of my background with dealing with state, I think that would aid and assist us in maybe getting things done that maybe we have had a problem in getting done before.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions from any council members?
No.
But I do have a comment. I do know that Ms. Rogers has been deeply involved with the casinos ever since they first started. And I mean, she has a wealth of knowledge and experience with the casino operations. And so I know that she would be excellent, you know, in that field, because she has had a wealth of experience with the casinos.
Yes, Mary, had it not been for Gary and its push to get casinos into Indiana, Indiana would not have any casinos. But it was Gary that did it. And they don't call me Earlene the Casino Queen for nothing.
Okay, thank you. Any other council members? No? Well, please let me thank each of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and express your interest in representing the council. We truly appreciate your efforts, and we'll make a decision. Just because I'm over boards and commissions, it's not my decision. I actually get references from my coworkers. So again, thank you so much. And we look forward to working with you all. And the next time something comes available, please apply again if you don't make it today. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys have a good night.